Hi, in this video we're gonna see some alternative index pages. So we saw in previous videos how to create a list view, and although it's a great start, well, it's a bit boring when it comes to mobile apps. So in this video I'm gonna show you how to create a navbar, which is gonna look uh, something like this. So I'm going now to the jQuery mobile demo center. This is the address right here on the location bar. And here you can see that there is actually a widget reference with all of the widgets that you could use in jQuery mobile. So the one that I'm looking for is the navbar right here. Well, I could go also up and shortlist by just typing a few of at the beginning of the word. So if I would click on navbar, then here I get a description in jQuery mobile what navbar is about and how to create it. Well, another very handy feature of this website is that you can actually look at something that you like. So actually this more or less what I had in mind. So a navbar with 4 different options, and then click on the view source, and here actually the view source appears. So you can just actually copy that code on your clipboard and then use it back on Dreamweaver. So this is exactly what I did. I just copied that. Well, after I did read a little bit of what the navbar is really about. So I copied that code that I saw in this website, and now I'm gonna go back to my Dreamweaver editor, and here I created a new page which is untitled for the moment. So I'm gonna, since it's so you saw that I have a basic template right here with a page, a header, content, and a footer, and I'm gonna name it as the index page for PR8 with nav bars, and I'm gonna save it, and I need to go to the right folder, so I'm just gonna choose this one. Since I already have the index navbar, I'm gonna give it the name index navbar 2, and this is the first template page that I have. So remember, I copied that page from the web page, and one of the instructions is that you could place that navbar either on the header or the footer. Well, I'm gonna choose the footer right here. So I copied that I pasted that code that I found from the jQuery mobile website, and you see here basically that the navbar is again a div tag with a data role. Navbar, just gonna make sure to properly indent the code, which has this data grid also attribute right here, and within that div tag there is a UL with the 4 options. Well, if you look at the website, the navbar actually maxes out with 5 items. So if you would insert actually more than 5 items, then it wraps to these 2 columns. So that's something to keep in mind. Well, I'm also gonna copy paste from my previous index page, which was a list view, the jQuery library files, which are on the same folder with this HTML file. Well, I'm gonna save it. I don't have any content yet, and I'm gonna preview to see how it actually looks like. So this is the navbar. Well, nothing happens when I click those items, but well, I obviously wants different pages to load. Now one thing to do is to change a little bit the content. So my first page is gonna be an about page, the second one, say I'm gonna make the students page, the third one is the lecturers, and the fourth one is say the weekly topics. So I'm kind of rewriting the application that I had with a list view, but now with a navbar, but in this case only with 4 pages. So well, as you can observe, well, the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a data position as fixed, and that I'm gonna do it on the footer, as you can see. So what I did is I added this attribute of data position with a value fixed on the div with data role footer in order for my footer to actually be fixed here on the bottom of my mobile device. And now I could insert the content right here. So you observe that by having a navbar, you can actually, one advantage of having a navbar is that you can immediately present some content on the first page. So since this first page, well, I would like to be the about page, I'm just gonna copy and paste the text that I had created for the about page in the div with attributes data role and value content. So if I save that one and I'm gonna preview it, then you can see that this is one advantage of the navbar. So the first page is that about page. Now let's create the, now before actually creating the second one, which is gonna be the students, and linking basically this navbar item to another page, I want to show you some options. So I'm gonna go back to this jQuery mobile documentation website. So by scrolling down in the same page, you see that well, you can place the navbar in a header and include that header as well. You can place the navbar in footer. Well, this is what I did, although I removed any other text from the footer. And you can also add, this is something that I wanted to show you, so you can actually also add icons, and here you can see the instructions. So icons can be added to navbar items by adding the data icon attribute, and also you could actually view the source. So here you see that every li, well, within that anchor tag there is a data icon attribute included with appropriate values. So if I go back to my Dreamweaver editor, well, I just have to actually press the space and type in the first letters of the data icon, and Dreamweaver is going to shortlist for me the options. So say for the about page, I'm going to choose the info icon. For the students, I'm gonna choose the data icon star. For lecturers, I'm gonna choose again the data icon. As you can see, you can actually scroll with from all the options. You could also have a custom item. I'm gonna choose, say, the grid. So these are actually built-in icons that come in automatically with jQuery mobile. And for the final item, I'm gonna choose the gear icon. So I'm gonna save it and I'm gonna preview. I can show you directly the results. So you see we have some really cool icons now in all of our 4 options in the navbar. Now, as I said, these are these are icons that come automatically with jQuery mobile. If you go back to the documentation page, well, you can see that you can actually change the icon position either to below the text, left of the text, or right of the text. And you can actually insert also third-party icon sets. Well, maybe we're gonna review that on the next video. Now what I would like to do is to complete actually the navigation of that navbar. So I'm gonna remember I had the students page, so I'm just gonna copy that content and make a new file. So create a new students page. So I just copy and pasted all of the code that I had from students HTML, and I'm gonna call it, I already have a similar name actually, so students navbar, and then I'm gonna give it the number 2 since I already have students navbar.html, and I'm gonna link it from that anchor, the href attribute. I'm gonna insert then the students -navbar2.html in order to make that link from this navbar item to this new page. So it's students -navbar2.html. It's on the same directory, so I don't need to change anything on the path. I'm gonna save that file and preview in order to see what happens. So you see I'm in the first page, which is the about page, and if I click on the second item, well, I can see now the new students page. As you can see, that page actually has here on the bottom a footer, and it doesn't have a navbar. So obviously that breaks that navigation, the consistency of the navigation bar, which I inserted in the first page. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna copy the navigation that I have in the first page, which is my new index page. So I'm copying this navbar, and I'm gonna go to the new students page, and I'm gonna replace what I had in the footer, which was just this static text, with the code from the navbar. Now if I save it, I want to show you some few changes that we still need to make. So I went back to the index page to preview that. So you see that the first item of the navbar is highlighted. If I click on the students now and I go to the bottom, well, you see that here's my navbar. However, there are a few things that I need to change. First of all, still the first item is highlighted and not the second, as it should be. And as you can see, the navbar is not actually fixed on the bottom. So I need to scroll in order to go and view that navbar. So there are a couple of things, a couple of details to change in this new students page. So the first thing to do is to actually cut this class, which makes the first item of the navbar as active, and paste it on the second one, because that's the one that I want to have active. Now another thing that I need to do is now I need to also change that href attribute in order to link to that first page, which is my about page. So the about page is actually within that navbar index -navbar2.html file. And the final thing that I need to do is I need to go to the div footer and also give the data position, change that to fixed, so that my navbar is going to have the same look and feel with the one in the about page. So let's see what I did. I'm going back to the index page and I'm gonna preview again. So that's my index page. This icon is highlighted. If I click to the students page, you see that now the navbar is fixed. The second item is actually highlighted, and I can scroll now and look at my different students. I can also obviously filter the items by just typing something here, and well, there are still a few things to change. So the back button, I would need also to change that, because as you can see, it links back to my previous index HTML, which holds that list view UI component. So I would need to change that to index navbar 2.html in order to fix the navigation on this page. Now obviously there are I would need to make 2 more pages, so one for the lecture and one for the weekly topics. I'm gonna leave that to you in order to experiment with the navbar. So for more information, I'm gonna refer you to this website, so the documentation website for jQuery mobile. So you could, as I said, also change and have custom icons from third parties. You can also obviously theme the navbars by switching the theme, as you can do with other UI components. And that's what I had prepared for you for the navbar